Yeah, alright, so that's it right there. Yo, 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 you already know what it is. It's your boy, Mr. I Am Eddie Jackson, and we back for season 4 here on the Chop Shop with my brothers, man. It's been a while. We super dope to just be back. And really just be able to tap in with the guys, man. Really see what's on everybody's plate, man, and see how we can just be there for one another, and continue the conversation, man. Before we get started, let me go ahead and bring my bros in the room. There they is. There they is. I know we was just chopping it up beforehand, talking about look like AJ out there on. I don't know what kind of water that is, but and he exposed it. Cleveland, this is water. For you.
Cleveland, this is for you. What's up with my people?
What's up with my guys, man? What's up?
We chilly chill. You know, everything is moving.
Everything copacetic. Let's just go around the room, man. Talk about life. Know we got some good things, some challenges. Let's just talk about what life been hitting us with lately, man. Start with you, Clee.
Man, I'm at the end of the school year, so my kids they getting ready to graduate at the end of this week, man. So it's bittersweet. This is my first year at the school that I was at. I came in halfway through the school year, but we hit the ground running for real. Like I took to them and they took to me real quick. So to be honest, out of all the years that I've been in education, all the years I've been mentoring, this group of kids is probably the closest that I've been with any group, any class, because I only teach seniors, so I really don't deal with any other group or class of kids in the building. But I'm super proud of these kids, man. Just to kind of know their background and what they kind of show up through every day. Super proud. I'm kind of emotional about it, to be honest, but that's just the circle of life. You know what I'm saying? And I told them this is the only year of your life where you're going to go from being a senior to a freshman. You know what I mean? So kind of going from the top of the class to the bottom of the class, which is also a life lesson as well, that, we grind from the bottom just to make it to the bottom, to use a Rockefeller lyric. You know what I mean? So no matter what we going through, you ascend just to hit another level, to hit that reset button and start back over. Excuse me, but prom was jumping. We did this thing called cap and gown around town where they all hopped on the bus, hopped off at a couple different spots, took some pictures, took some flicks. So that's that
dope.
on that.
What's the name of the school?
I work at KIPP Columbus High School, charter school in Columbus.
Yeah.
Yup. So I'm over there. And then done with MIT. You know what I'm saying? Mama, we made it. You know what I'm
there
saying?
it is.
Collar
There
me
it
up.
is.
You know what I mean? We out of there.
Shout my boy out, man.
time?
MIT.
Hey, big congrats,
MIT.
man. That's great.
Tell me about,
It was a
I
journey.
know we got a couple,
Was it difficult?
yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Was it difficult?
Not, and I don't want to say this to minimize the program. Not the program, not for me, because even before I got at MIT, I was a preacher. But what was the difficult part was, and I think most of my class might have underestimated this, and we're seeing this happen in real time now, is the spiritual attack that's coming up and how much more that's being ramped up. The closer we get to being done and the closer we get to actually being ordained, that is kind of like the enemy has been like laying in wait. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like go ahead, get as close as y'all gonna get to the finish line, because I'm about to start meddling. You know what I mean? So in your personal life, in your relational life, things like that. So that's kind of been it's to be expected, but sometimes when you got senior writers, so to speak, so much, you're not even really thinking about those type of things until you find yourself under attack. So that's for me, that's been the closer I get to the finish line, I've been noticing more spiritual attacks, but also I noticed my maturity in the spirit as well. I noticed that I've grown because, and I'm gonna shut up after this. The word, I mean, it says Jesus Christ the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. So as we
Mhm.
elevate and as we get more revelation of Christ, I have to realize that he's not changing, Clee. He's just it's just more of what he's giving you access to. So that's the beautiful thing for me is that the Lord is entrusting more to me because God's not changing. He is who he is. Jesus isn't changing. He is who he is. But now that I kind of been, I get to go up more floors on the elevator now, so to speak.
That's amazing to hear, bro. I could see God working through you, bro. Just obviously in your testimony and just the work that you're doing, man. And you can kind of see the excitement. I guess what's one thing you would take from this year and either bring to next year or leave in this year, as far as your school.
Um, just the areas of improvement that got exposed. Excuse me, which is I grew a lot. You know what I mean? Like there's times where I'm very close to anger. You know what I mean? My temper can be quick, and my as Chalk put it one time, my wit can be short. You know what I'm saying? But it's but I'm growing in the area of keeping and realizing that you can't bless God with the same mouth that you curse somebody with. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Like, and even though I may be in my car and I'm keeping it funky with you, sometimes I'll be in my car going off. You know what I mean? Because ain't nobody in there with me, and I speak freely, and I feel like I'm not doing any damage to anybody else. But the Lord is letting me know you got to keep yourself in a blessed position. In the blessed position to
that's
be
good.
eligible is when you speak. You know what I mean? The life and death is in the power of the tongue. So whether anybody's in his car with you or not, so they can't hear it. So yeah, you kind of maintaining the preacher, the pastor or the mentor. You're maintaining those roles as you supposed to, but behind closed doors. That's what I really want to work on. Is that even when you do get mad and you do get upset, that sunset behind you look live, AJ, by the way, right now. Just don't show that
Hey,
dirty
hey,
water. But
hey, AJ. AJ got the best background right now.
hey, that mug is fire. I ain't gonna hold you.
Y'all
But you
see
know what I'm
it. This
saying?
baby look good though. You see the sunset? You see I keep trying to turn my phone so that y'all can get that good sunlight in there. You know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
I
The
had to say
sunset.
something. I had
Hey,
to
it'd
say
be
something.
crazy.
Just make
It'd
sure
be
when you
crazy
put in
though.
the
What if
in
we
the
just
comments when you
saw
do
young?
when you're doing my thing, just let them know that the water is AI. You know what I'm saying? That brown water is all AI. It's real. It's blue in real life.
Hey, what if we just saw young? All of a sudden, we see the screen go up, and he's falling in the water, and the screen just go off.
I'll be like Titanic.
But no, not to cut you off, Cleek. One thing jumped out to me while you was talking when you said about just being careful even in moments when you by yourself because that's dope that you even thought about that and realized that and that God put in your spirit to even just comprehend that because you got to think when we doing them words like that, best believe the devil is in the background playing Tetris or playing I forgot whatever that game is when the ball going the other way he moving it to hit it back and forth. So you're trying to make them
Yep.
words bounce off the walls and bounce all around and kind of make it stick to you. So
Mm,
I'm glad I'm
that's
me
good, y'all.
knowing you like I'm glad to hear that for you because I know like you say you my brother and I know that's like you said sometimes that's how you decompress, but at the same time, like you said, you gotta be careful, man, because he trying to make them words stick anywhere he can.
Nah, that's good, Chuck. And I love that illustration. You know what I mean? Because that actually puts language to I really couldn't have put it into words, but that's what the Lord basically told me is when you are cursing, you know what I'm saying? Those words are canceling out anything that you say that's blessing. You know what I mean? Because
Mm,
that gives the enemy because the enemy is an accuser of the brethren. So you're giving him evidence to take to God. Oh, this is your chosen, this is your precious Cleophas. You know what I'm saying? But this is your basically this is your man's right here, right? But when he outside of this Jeep, you know what I'm saying? It's bless the Lord, oh my soul. But let something go wrong. This is your man's. You know what I mean? And that's what really, and for me, that's what integrity is. You know what I mean? It's what you do when nobody's looking and when nobody is around. It's not who we present ourselves to be, you know what I mean, so to speak, in front of the camera. It's who am I when I'm by myself? Do I walk past a piece
mm,
of trash or do I pick it up? When I'm nobody's with me, am I putting my shopping cart back? I'm talking about the very small things. These are things that God has checked me on. You know what I mean? So definitely that piece about my mouth with being, a worship leader, a preacher, a teacher, a mentor. Most of what I'm doing is with, what I'm saying, with my speech. That's at the forefront for me right now.
That's what's up, man. That's good. What about you, Chuck?
I mean, that's dope. I ain't gonna lie though. That's, you said a lot, bro. And you
Yeah,
already
you
know,
did.
like how we, like for real,
Walking
like it's
in.
like with a spot. It's like with a spot to park at, like because a lot of stuff you said, like, and you kind of talked to me about it, but it just gave me a lot of Joe vibes, like with the accuser and with him
Mm-hmm.
just going, seeing where he can pluck him out at, and what he can do, how can he afflict you? You know what I'm saying? Afflict us in general, and then too, like you said, we gotta be. And I know just even within that book, man, and there's no, I mean, not to like judge nobody else, but even Job's his friends in that situation became comforter accusers, like kind of like what I'm saying, trying to
Mhm.
pick at like, oh, this is why because you sinning like this, this is what's happening to you when it really ain't even built like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's growth and God gonna get His glory out of the situation. I say this to you all the time. Like now, when we don't be knowing what's going on, man, just let God get His glory, bro. Because we don't know what it is, and maybe we're not supposed to know what it is. But then just get your double field trouble in the back end, so we can take them 500, whatever it is, and turn them into 1,000. How God did it for Job. So I just wanted to say that
For
to you,
sure.
Wayne, with everything you got going on.
My
Um,
dog.
for sure, 100. My situation too, kind of like Cleese though, with school, man. I had my first full year in the school at Grace Christian. And this is middle school and down. I'm I'm saying locking in with the kids a different way to where it always make me want to kind of be like, I want them to remember me how I remember a lot of my old teachers who I used to rock with, whether they see me again or not. But I still want them to remember Mr. Menchaca for whatever the reason may be. So I try to make sure I'm just, like you said, the integrity piece of it and how I'm handling them and speaking life into them, especially the young boys. Like I love on them a different type of way where they know like it ain't no, you ain't getting one off on me, like just no type of way to the point where like in my Bible class, like if they come to Bible class and they don't got no Bible, hey man, you owe me some push-ups. You know what it is.
Straight up.
Give me my push-ups. If you late, give me my push-ups. You know what I'm saying? And I was telling the other teachers like I was doing it. Like, oh, that's good. And even some of the parents of their kids, they like, yeah, I thank you. I'm glad you're making them do that to the point where like it's simple, but we had a boy in that class who never did push-ups in his life. So
Mm-hmm.
when it came time for him, I'm like, hey, bro, you owe me my push-ups, bro. It was only five. Give me my five push-ups. He act like he don't hear me. I said, hey, man, we're not gonna move forward this class till you give my five push-ups, bro. He just looking around quiet. I'm like, what's the problem? You know what's good? What's the problem? I don't know how to do push-ups. I said, we today. Come on, we about to do this together then. I'm like, and all the rest of y'all too, this better stay in here. Like y'all better not take this outside this class and be trolling him
Yep.
about not doing no push-ups. Y'all better get in here. Matter of fact, come on, we were all about to do these five with him. And the thing I love about all of them, they embraced it. They like, yeah, let's go. You got it. Let's go. So we got on the floor. Everybody doing five. He's struggling with his five. He crying. But I'm talking to him while he doing. I'm like, hey, you got it. Come on. You had to learn how to push through something in life. This ain't these push-ups just preparing you, bro. You about to go to high school soon. Come on, man. Let's go. Let's do it. Then ever since then, me and him, that's my dude. He see me around, Mr. Menchaca, what's up, man? Da, 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 da. So just making that type of impact or trying to, at least with any kid I come in contact with, and it's feeding me, just feeding my spirit too, just to encourage myself, man. So I love where I'm at with that and different elevation God got me going on where I'm at, man, that I didn't even plan for, man, and I'm thankful for and looking forward to next year with a new position I got going on. So it's been a good year work wise for me. I can say that I've just been trying to serve with the right heart posture and not expecting nothing out of it, but what I'm getting. And if God gives me whatever it is on top of it, I'll take the increase and I'll give him the same glory for it.
That's what's
Hey,
up,
that's
bro.
that's dope, bro.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that new position too.
Yeah. Super congrats, man. Big congrats,
Appreciate y'all.
AB. That boy AD now, you know what I'm saying? That boy calling the shots. Hey, AJ, you got a new position too. We can't hear you.
You all on mute.
We can't hear you, gang.
I read his lips. He said he ain't on mute. We can't hear you though.
Yeah, he gonna have to drop
To
off,
but
man.
to to what you said though, Chalk, that's gonna end up being a core memory for him with them push-ups though. Because one thing about young men, not even young men, one thing about men is they want affirmations. Like whether it be from their father or a father figure, and he may not have ever been challenged in that way. You know what I mean? So it's like not only that, to also know and have it revealed to him that you had community around you this whole time when everybody else got down
Mm,
there and did their push-ups with you.
Mm-hmm.
good perspective, man.
Yeah.
Let's see, Young. Say something, Young. Can we hear you?
Can't hear you, dog.
That dirty water, man.
It ain't got in his phone. It ain't got in his phone, man.
He done caught the he done caught that dirty water virus. He
That
infected,
dirty
yo.
water. Uh, that muddy. What? Redman had an album called Muddy Waters.
That's crazy, man. So while AJ fixing up and stuff, no, I definitely agree, bro. I think that it's like certain things, man, that that you can do with a kid and their community. That like you said, the push-ups, bro. That's gonna be something that he may always remember. He may next year just start dropping down just to hold himself accountable. Like, man, what would Coach
Yeah,
Chalk or what would Chalk say? You know what I mean? Like, and just start doing them. And so I love that. I love that you kind of like gave him a seed that can take him on forever. You know what I mean? So that's dope, bro. That's super dope. I
absolutely.
always wonder how parents, I mean not parents, but like teachers, bus drivers, like what are the different discipline tools that they're using with kids nowadays? Back in our day, I mean, depending on what school you went to, they did have a paddle.
Hmm.
I mean, they just break out that paddle that was about this big,
Bro,
this
if we had a paddle right now, bro,
big.
I'll probably be out here fighting kids' parents because I'll be tearing them kids up, bro.
Boy, what? It's
Like, hey,
hazing
get in the
now,
The whole
cut.
boy.
BTA movement, you'd have been a part of that.
Man, listen, sir.
What?
I'll be at the gym. That's the only exercise I'm doing is just straight this motion. Anything that's gonna strengthen this motion. Them the only exercises I'm doing.
That's
Straight
hilarious,
up.
man. Nah,
What's good your way though, D?
man. So life been good, man. I'm blessed, man. Blessed by the Most High, bro. It's been really just like in a weird space, like navigating. It's been a lot of stuff going on, bro. Just like behind the scenes, like just friendships, bro. Like I trying to navigate those, man. I had one of my best friends, man, out of nowhere, you know, just like go off on me one day, bro. Like, and it just caught me for a surprise because I didn't really know like how he was feeling and whatnot. You know how like somebody like may store up a whole bunch of like just stuff throughout different conversations and stuff. And
Yeah.
he just like outpoured it, bro. Like, and I think it was just heavy because I'm really was trying to like be there for him, you know what I mean, and be in his corner. And this is like my like sandbox, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's been like hard for me to kind of like navigate over the past few weeks. But man, I'm so blessed that I have my wife, my kids, so many gentle reminders of why I do what I do. And even my dad, he just told me, he was like, listen, man, don't stop being who you is because of X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Like, still, God still gave you the personality, the talent, the favor, the things that he gave you, you know what I mean? Still operating those things. So, I've been operating really like in a crazy prayerful life. I'm such a like outgoing person that like friends was like a big part of my DNA. And I literally in this season just been feeling like God has been just like stripping people from my life, or they've been dismissing themselves and I don't even know why. like what's going on, you know what I mean? And it's crazy because my wife texted me, and I posted a text yesterday on my Facebook, and she had texted me and she just randomly said, I was chilling with my boy Kim, just shooting some pool at his house, and he was like, she said where God wants you to go and where God's taking you, there's some people that just have to get off the bus. And that was all she said. And like to me, like, it's you know, I don't do well when, like, having, mixed relationships and, like, tension. You know what I mean? Like I can be, two sides, right? I could be very nice, or I could be very, like, just, I could be an a-hole, but at the same time, I don't, like, I've tried to, like, submerge that side of myself for so long.
Mhm.
Like, I try to operate in purpose. I really try to just be there for my people, be there for the people that's in my circle, and, just try to look out for people, man. So, when stuff like that happens and it just comes out of nowhere without no, like, rhyme or reason, you know what I mean? And then, like, you see them posted on Facebook and they posting stuff, like, and the story is like, yo, that was me, like, and so it's almost like you're telling me how you feel, but, like, we never could really just have that one-on-one conversation. There's plenty of room and time where you could have just said, yo, bro, like, this, X, Y, and Z, especially if we go so far back, man. So, I can't even hold you. Like, that's been one of the things that's been, like, real heavy on me lately. It's just like, why, why my friends, people that I'm close with start to just kind of, like, fall off. But, like I said, I operate in grace. I operate gratefully, you know what I mean? And I'm praying for my brother, you know what I mean? Like, hopefully it's not 30, 40 years or before we reconnect or whatever, you know what I mean? And if so, God's will, so.
So let me ask you this. So, like, with his approach, was it kind of like closed ended, or was it like open ended, like where he was open to like reconciliation, just kind of get it off his chest, and you know what I mean, kind of like starting a conversation, or was it kind of like, nah, this is my exit interview, you know what I'm saying? Like, he said it's basically on his way out the door.
To be honest, dog, like, I just was called. I called him up one day. We didn't talk, you know what I mean? And this is somebody that I talk to all the time. I just call, just like, yo, what's up, dog? You know what I mean? Like, just, I just try to be present, you know what I mean? Especially when, people I know is going through certain things in their life, bro. Just like we all are. We all got things that we're navigating and things that we're dealing with. But when we going through hard things and hard times, like, you want somebody that can, call, just check up on you, talk to you, you know what I mean? This is the world I come from, is my own brother that's 11 months apart from me. I had to basically, and he not no little boy, he's 6'3", 6'4", 400 something pounds. I found him overdosed, you know what I mean? Because of just, like, feelings and, like, never feeling heard and just life, bro. Like, people be going through so much, and ever since that time where I found my brother overdose, I've always just, like, let me be there, like, I try to make my presence extra felt for my guys when they're going through stuff. And I know that not everybody's used to that. But to answer your question, he just called. He had called me, and I picked up. I was at something with my son, event at his school, and then I called him back on my way on the way back to work. And as soon as I called him, he just was like, "Yo, this, like, you know what I mean?" Like, it was just a lot of things that was said that, like, I'm like, "Yo, what?" Like, when somebody tell you smothering and they can't breathe and all this other stuff, it's like, but then this stuff comes out of nowhere, you know what I mean? That it just and you don't understand what it was, you know what I mean? Like, they just pouring out. I to be honest, I keep it buck with y'all. I just hung up, click. Like, bro, like, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? like, you know what I mean? It's a lot of animosity. Like, we ain't even say, hey, what up, dog? Hello, hi, nothing. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, bro, like, and I kind of just buried it. You know what I mean? And I'm just staying prayerful for my brother. You know what I mean? I'm still wishing him all the best, but I do realize that I'm in a season, because that's not the first person that's happened with. You know what I mean? That God is intentionally breaking off and severing certain relationships that he know I wouldn't sever, no matter where he takes me.
I'm a share this with you. This is something I learned at the last, not the job I'm at now, but at the other charter school I was at, which was like Eastside High, basically, where Joe Clark was at. And that is, so, it was, bro. Like, every time you walked in the door, it was just like, welcome to the jungle.
We got fun and games.
Hey, that's exactly how it was.
Hey, that's my movie, dog.
Mr. Clark, some guys beating up Kid Ray. but But the one thing that I learned from that is sometimes you have to be able to withstand emotion to get the intel. So sometimes you have to, you know what I'm saying? Like most times it was with young ladies, you know what I'm saying? They be going off, you know what I mean? I'm talking a mile a minute, you know what I mean? But in their high emotion, that's when they broke through. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I got the intel. Okay, this is what's going on with you. You got this going on at home, and then you got to come here at school and you got to deal with this. So you already on 9 out of 10. It ain't gonna take but half a step to get you to 10. Excuse me. So now we see what we get the intel, but we sometimes what happens is we get so I'm gonna say we get caught up at the emotion and we get to dealing with that. You know what I'm saying? Stop yelling, stop cussing, don't disrespect me. I had to learn sometimes just to withstand that, to be able to get that out of them or to let them get that out, because in no other circumstance this ain't coming out. You know what I'm saying? It's when they felt
Yeah.
like they had a breaking point. Now I'm able to get this information from them, and that's not an easy thing to do. So I don't want to say it like, you know what I'm saying? It's something that's a switch you can just, you know what I'm saying, bypass somebody cussing you out or yelling or talking so fast. You know what I'm saying? You like, bro, I really don't know what you're saying. You know what I mean? But that's just something I want to share with you. That's a challenge, you know what I mean, for area of improvement. And even to this day, I have to still deal with that. You know what I mean? Is all right, let me look past this emotion right now and let me just take the intel.
And so I think the thing was I got the intel, right? Like I
Mm,
know everything that's going on with my man's. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just not saying all those things because that's nobody else's business.
understood.
You know what I mean? But like
Understood.
you know, um, I know all these things. I think that my overly being present is an issue. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what it sounds like, right? But then I'm being told, man, you all about you selfish. It's like, somebody don't want you to when there's darkness, they don't like a lot of dark don't like light, you know what I mean? And when the light come around, that's even what Pastor Mackey preached today. Like, yo, like, don't hate me because of what God's doing in my life. Like, praise God because he can do it for you too, right? And I think sometimes, man, when we don't have, like, maybe the strongest relationship with Christ, you know what I mean? And we know our friends and loved ones that do and don't, you know what I mean? When you don't, I think that sometimes the light can be overbearing because I'm not, it's not like I'm going around just tooting my horn. XYZ, this is what happened. I could just be talking about just regular life. Hey, yeah, man. Oh, what happened today? Oh, yeah, man. Then this happened. God bless me in this way, blah, blah, blah. But it sounded like that's not welcome. You know what I mean? And so, like I said, bro, the thing I took from it was because I already knew where it's coming from. And basically, I'm being told that, hey, yo, bro, you are too much, right? In this moment, I hung up because I knew I didn't have the words. Like, it would have just got to being less about what it should be about and more on
Mhm.
something else, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Because when two dudes get to interacting, if both of them really ain't in a position to hear each other, bro, like you said, you get to focusing on the other stuff. Like, nigga, who you talking to? You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, bro, nigga, you ain't even say hi. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many
Yeah.
other things that you can get focused on. So when I hung up, bro, I just hung up. I did put a temporary block there. You know what I mean? And I just told myself, man, I'm just gonna pray for my brother. You know what I mean? Like some things, bro, you just gotta give to God, bro. You know what I mean? You literally just have to give. And this is one of those situations that I just have to give that over to Christ and allow him to work whatever his will is in it, even though I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it's like your man's day one. You know what I mean? Like, but at the end of the day, God is still good. He's still merciful. He's still rocking with us. You know what I mean? He's still, hey, sugar.
Shug.
What's
All
up,
right,
dude?
dude. Go ahead.
Um, he's still present, man. You know what I mean? And God is too good, in my life. I think that's one of the things that I've had to like deal with. And I would say that's probably like a small win in my book because I'm not normally like that when it comes down to my relationships with my friends. I'm normally trying to figure it out. What's going on, bro? Like, you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
let's talk it out, you know what I mean? And some things, man, just I'm just realizing, bro, it can't be talked out. Some things just gotta be literally walked out. You know what I mean? Like you gotta walk out that door, and both of y'all just gonna have to meet again in another conference room. You know what I'm saying? To really be able to hash out the things that you need to hash out. So it's crazy because it's something to most people would say it's super small, but it's something that's been weighing on me because I don't like having bad blood with nobody. The older I get, the more I'm just trying to be cool. You know what I mean? Like, yo, like, bro, life ain't even that deep for me, bro. I'm not trying to be all like that, bro. I'm just cool, cordial, in and out. You know what I mean? And yeah, bro. But outside of that, man, family good. Kids just finished up school, so they home. They on summer break. And just being present with them, you know what I mean, and really just being thankful for what God gave me.
Hey, I'm
No
gonna say
doubt.
this. This how I know. This how I knew when EJ was living good, right? So let me set the scene for y'all. It's not today's
What?
Sunday, so last Sunday, I pull up to the flag football game. I'm just minding my business, walking to the field. I see EJ walking by out there barefoot, out there toes twiggling. I'm like, oh, my
Bro,
man is out here comfortable.
I was tired, bro. For one, because I wore sandals, bro. I wore flip flops to the
He
joint.
said toes
Not
twiggling.
not
I
realizing,
look,
bro, not realizing I had a small hole in my sock, bro. I twisted the wrong way, and that hole was like. So I went. It's either be barefoot or walk around with a crazy hole in your
uh,
sock. And these is the young kids, bro. Flag football,
I
bro. They already toasted me, bro, for the hole. So then when I came home,
bet.
they was like, "He got the dogs out. He got the dogs out."
Man, what? That boy was sitting under his tent in
Hey,
his lawn
so
chair.
so so your
Oh,
feet was gonna be out
you
either
talking about
way.
at the football game? You talking about at the
Boy,
football game? Oh, I thought you was talking
feet
about at
out.
practice.
No, I'm talking about the game. Yeah,
Oh
the
yeah,
practice is different. Practice we don't care. We all family. At the game, you out there with people we don't know. Feet out there
listen,
bareback.
bruh, listen. Listen, man, we out there. We got game at 12. We got a game at 1. Then I don't even coach till 4. So, bro, this is my living room for the next 5 hours.
Hey,
uh,
on a Sunday, I felt you. I
Hey,
felt you.
bro, and then you gotta go home and you gotta still deal with all that stuff, bro. Listen, I gotta relax. I gotta find some time to be able to put my feet up in the air, however I can.
Hey, you
that boy
Trust
was
me.
you got to
He
be
was
able to
walking like he was
decompress
walking
whenever
right
you
through the
can get it
living
in.
room.
Yeah.
Hey, I was,
Right
bro.
through the
We went
living
straight to the
room.
concession stand.
Chilling. Concession stand, walking around the field, calling plays and coaching kids on the other
Hey, Pastor Moore was
barefoot.
like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Yo,
uh,
listen, man, I can't be in shoes this long. You know what I'm saying? I'm normally a slides guy. I forgot my slides, so we just going barefoot."
mm,
AJ, you done
Bro,
changed 5. You done changed sceneries 5 times. You good?
no,
no.
sir.
That boy
That's
really got
crazy.
water in his thing. That's crazy.
And he said you're not on mute. Hey, EJ, is anything you can do? Try to unmute him, and just see if it'll trigger something.
Let me see. I'm clicking on his volume thing.
Mm,
Let me
that boy needs some captions. He, he need to
Subtitle shouty.
get the bouncing ball right. Dang, yo.
Let me see. Where you at, young? This dude.
Mm-mm.
Well, why he doing that? Clearly, one thing out too, I want to circle back on. So we was talking about MIT, how you do that, and where you at, and accomplish that. And we know what it made me think about was like I wanted to ask you that anytime during MIT, especially now, have you ever went back and watched any of the revival sermons you did from when me, you, and Dev was doing them?
No, I don't know where that I don't know where the footage is at, Chalk. If I could, I would. And the thing about that is, very rarely do I go back and watch film on myself because I always say I'm like, Lord, it's already done. You know what I'm saying? So whether, however it went down is how it went down. So ain't no point in me going back and watching it. But then I used to watch Undisputed with Skip and Shannon, like probably from the time it started to the time they broke up. And Shannon Sharp said one time, he said he goes back and he watches himself on the show so he could take notes and see how other people view him. So I started to do that, like with praise and worship. But if I had them tapes though, Chalk, I would for sure go back and watch them mugs. Not just for my preaching, because that was a season where like, and this is crazy that you say that. So like you understand because you develop players in basketball. So I'm sure I don't know how you do it, but like in basketball, there's dribbling, there's shooting, there's passing, there's defense. That was like the part of that was like the part of my life or my ministry where God was developing me as a preacher. So I really wasn't. I was leading worship or I was doing worship, but I really wasn't the praise leader like that I am now. That's when God really was developing me as a preacher, and I was getting mad reps in. You know what I'm saying? So I
Mm.
would love to go back and pull those tapes. You know what I'm saying? And kind of contrast that to how I preach now, because one thing about me is I tell myself, and this could be a lie of the enemy that I may not I probably should not adopt, but I believe I'm more of a teacher than a preacher. Like I really don't do a lot of hooting and hollering. I really don't do it, and it's crazy because how much I yell at my students at times when they get on my nerves. I really don't do it like a lot of yelling and stuff like that when I preach. Like I'm more so of a teacher because I I lack, to me, and this may be bad terminology. I lack the theatrics of preaching. You know what I'm saying? I don't really draw my words out. I don't really use the pregnant pause. You know what I mean? I don't really do the call and response, those type of things. But to answer your question, I would love to go back and watch them tapes, Shock, but I don't know who got them or where they would even be at, because that's when I like, you know what I'm saying? As a kid, say, ball. Like that's when God was really teaching me ball. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
on how to preach. You know what I mean? And this is before I had even enrolled in MIT. Like I would just go back and study other preachers. I would go back and study a TD Jakes. I would study Creflo Dollar, Joyce Meyer, G.E. Patterson, those type of preachers. I would go back and just kind of watch how they preach something, how long they would stay on a point, how transparent they were. You know what I mean? Like, so I would love to go back and watch them joints, but whoever got them, all I need to know is where they at.
I might have them, bro. I might have a DVD from that time, bro. And the only reason I know that, because I have it, because I remember when I had it way back then, I actually uploaded my clips of myself. Well, at least one of them is on YouTube. So I know I never went back and watched it either, though, to be real. Like I never went back and watched it, but I
Mm.
just thought about that. I know it's probably way different, and it was definitely more like, for me personally, it was just more. I was just on fire for God. I was just on fire for God, and it was just really. I was the bare minimum. He really was just using me however he used me. I didn't have no type of structure, no type of this, no type of that. It was just like, all right, God, what we talking about? I'm gonna try to get in my study time for this. And this is around them times where a lot of changes was going on. You remember before my kids and all that type of
Yep.
stuff. And
Yep.
even then, it take me back. It was a lot of breakthroughs happening during that time, man. Like
Man,
it
you
was
beat
so
me to it,
many,
Chalk.
man. Woo! Like I'm gonna try to find it, bro, now, just because I want to see what some of us was going through at that time and where we at now, bro. Like it'll be fire. So I'm gonna try to find it, bro.
The thing I can remember those revivals because stuff was breaking through. The one that I remember that you already probably know where I'm about to go with this one was the one where all the women laid their hands on Shay. Like that revival that night will always out. I ain't like you should be ranking them, but that was the top one. That was the top moment for me out of all those revivals, between preaching, worship, all that. That moment, because they had started getting so heavy, Chalk, and spirit filled, that adults were coming, but they were sitting in the back. Like I remember
Mm-hmm.
Stacy's mom and her grandma would come sit in the back. Elder Wingrove would come sit in the back. Now Deacon Rollins gonna come so he can turn them lights off. But you know
Right,
what I'm
right.
Ah,
saying?
shut up.
Hey, it's Kunta Kinte.
Hey, my boy is back, baby. He back in
He's
business.
Boy, like I
back.
never left. Listen, I'm sitting here listening to y'all the whole time. I can't comment on nothing y'all saying. I'm just yelling at the screen. Y'all can't hear nothing. It kept on saying I'm in the green room. I'm like, get me out the green room. But I've been following. I've been here the whole time, man. I've been here the whole
Nah,
time.
go ahead. You got the floor, young.
No, I don't even know where to start, man. But like, no, just like to piggyback off of what you were just saying, Clee, though, like, yeah, like that moment that, like, they all was praying over Shay, man, and to see how far y'all have came since then, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was just, that was powerful, you know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy that you said that because I was literally just talking to somebody and I said, like, I miss that portion and like that spirit and how we were back then. You know what I'm saying? Like I miss how that felt. You know what I mean? And then it's like I was even talking to the Equip group yesterday, you know, because we're over the Equip ministry at the church, which is the young adult ministry. And when we were speaking to them, you know, I just see that now looking back 15, you know what I'm saying, thinking about how we were 15 years ago at their age and how on fire they is for God and even dealing with some of the same issues that they're dealing with and you know what I'm saying, just trying to make sure that we're just speaking to, you know what I'm saying, what God has put us in a position for, you know what I mean? Like we're not considered a young adult no more. You know what I'm saying? I really had to come to terms with that. Like we're not in the young adult community anymore. You know what I'm saying? We
You
outgrew
40,
that. You
ain't you?
know, I was just we outaged that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in that category no more. You know what I mean? But in the same sense though, just like having that same like fire and just even dealing with some of the same things that they have or some of the things that they're dealing with. You know what I mean? So it's just I don't know. I do miss that because I felt like when we had that what we had back in the day was authentic. You know what I'm saying? That was something that you couldn't, you know what I'm saying, like you couldn't mimic that. That was it was pure. You know what I'm saying? And we all done had our struggles and issues then, you know what I'm saying? Like that was back when, you know, and uh EJ and his homie used to carry around the AK-47s and talk about how big their guns was and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We talking about you know what I'm saying, when EJ hated Cleveland guys, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But that's my brother, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying? We done came a
hold
long
on,
way
hold
now, you know
on,
what I
hold on.
mean?
Set the record straight. I don't hate Cleveland people. I don't like the city of Cleveland because nothing but bad things have happened to me in Cleveland.
But you have no legitimate reason
No,
why
I
you
have
don't
No,
two.
like
remember
I got
he
robbed
told us.
twice. I got robbed twice in one night by Cleveland dudes,
Remember
a couple streets apart.
he told us that. Remember that story? He told us that story, man.
And
They
then I
booked my
lost my
boy.
dog in Cleveland.
Hey, the
then you lost
funniest
your
thing
dog.
is, I thought you was about to clear up the AK-47 story. You cleared up the
Yeah, he went
Cleveland.
straight to
The AK-47 story is true. I still got that same gun to this day.
you
I
know what
got
I'm
got
saying?
AR-15. Come
Like,
on.
I'm
come on.
weak.
Remember even when Hump dropped the candle remember the bubble bath with the candles that Hump dropped for Bree? And we was like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but I just, you know, I am very, very grateful. You know what I'm saying? I'm grateful for just even being around, you know what I'm saying, you gentlemen right here, you know what I'm saying, for y'all love of God, for even one, you know what I'm saying, holding me accountable, continuing to hold me accountable, you know what I'm saying, not only just as a dad, as a husband, you know what I'm saying, like as a brother, you know what I'm saying, a colleague, you know what I'm saying, just put me at that level where, you know what I'm saying, we can all just, you know what I'm saying, piggyback off each other, you know what I'm saying? Like we need each other, you know what I'm saying? None of us is meant to be here by ourselves. None of us can do this alone, you know what I mean? And like we done all been through things where we done had to call or we done needed somebody to pray for us or lean on them. So I appreciate my brothers for just being there for me though. Definitely.
I'm gonna speak to one thing you said though, young. Um, and it made me think of this when you said like all the women were laying their hands on Shay, and when you said that, the Holy Spirit said like y'all wasn't just praying for McKinley, y'all was praying for McKinley, Mason, and Suge, and didn't even know it.
Mm,
Like, so we
mm,
really didn't realize the magnitude of that moment. We thought we were praying just for one child. But when we see Now, all these years later, we on the backside of it. Now we actually have the right estimate of that moment, that we wasn't just praying for one child to come through. We was that, but not us. You know what I mean? We was praying in the spirit, but those women, when they touched and agreed, now we see the power of that moment when they all are in one place, like what happened at church today, when they all was on one place on one accord, and we seen what happened. We thought we was praying for one and end up getting a hat trick out of that thing. So
Mm,
that I had to say that was the magnitude of that moment, that we didn't see that at the time, but that's what came out of that. Like, and it was Chalk. How many women would you say that was that night? Just guessing.
man, guessing. I mean, on the lower side, like I might say like 20, something like that.
Yeah.
If that, like
Yeah.
maybe like 20.
Yup.
That's good. That's good perspective though, Clay. I ain't even the increase of it all. Like, all right, I ain't even think
Yeah.
about that. And then man, that revival, it was times too where like we'd be done, but nobody was ready to leave, bro. Like
Come on.
we'd be
No.
in
Come
there. It'd be so
on.
thick in
Come
there, like
on.
we'd be closing out, but when nobody was ready to leave, we were just so engulfed in the spirit, man. And I even remember, I ain't even gonna say family names, but I remember a family was going through a struggle time financially, and I remember T was like, "Well, the word say, if we one struggle, we all struggle." And I remember T went up there and put that money on the stage for everybody just to kind of follow suit and really kick it on the pot for one particular family who we really needed at that time. Like it was just, and that was just totally off script. It wasn't even no, hey, somebody do this, or you know what I'm saying. It was just based off a testimony given. Like it was so much going on, man. Now I gotta find this DVD, man, and kind of go ahead and unpack that a little bit to be
Yeah, I'm
real.
I'm gonna hit Dev too to see if he still got some of them, because man, the way that the Holy Spirit was moving and navigating in those services, it started getting out in the city. Like it wasn't like we was going out putting flyers out. The word started getting around to where Hope City started showing up, New Salem started
Yep.
showing up, all these other different churches just started showing up. And like I said earlier, it was adults that was in there. Like they would come and just
Hmm.
be in the back. Like they like, man, this is for the young adults. But I heard the power in these services is so heavy, they'd just be in there and like from the stage, you know what I'm saying? You can see everybody. So you would see, you know what I'm saying, the young adults, but it'd be the older people creeping right in the back, sitting down, you know what I'm saying, catching that overflow.
Hmm.
No, that's good. AJ, where you at? Backstage somewhere?
No, I came inside though. I wanted to, it's got a little it was getting a little chilly outside, so I ain't want to keep, you know what I'm saying, being outside, and plus the sun that died down, so I wanted my view to get a little bit better. You know what? Actually, though, Shock, you'll appreciate this. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the booth, about to drop my hot 16. What you got something for me though? I'm about to go
Go.
on. You know what I'm saying? EJ, y'all appreciate this. Come on, give me a beat, EJ. I got 16, maybe 8, maybe not 16, but I got a quick 8 for you. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. Go ahead, hit some. Hit some, then, gang. We gonna put you on the spot, then, gang.
Hey, don't put
Hold
me on the
on.
spot.
That was funny.
Oh, we
That's
not doing
funny.
it. We not doing it.
We not doing
Nah, my wife told
it.
my wife giving me this. She like this. Baby B like she was like, cut it. She like, cut it.
That's funny.
Nah,
But I'm gonna
bro.
write something down. I'm gonna write something down for our next one, and I'm introing. I'm gonna start an intro with a freestyle. Y'all gonna follow suit though? Who gonna follow suit? I
I
say we
don't rap
No,
all
no
write
not
more.
something down.
I
No,
don't rap no
Clee,
not
more.
you could
me.
definitely. Clee, you could come in with the good vocals and the harmonizing, and you know what I'm
No, you will
saying?
you will not you will not make me a part of this. No, like that,
With the good
I'm trying to get back
vocals
on
and
the
the
praise team. The last thing I
harmonizing.
need is
EJ,
that.
you ain't got you ain't got 8. That's 8 from me, 8 from Shot, 8 from EJ, and then Clee give us his 8. Boom, that's a whole song right
Hey,
there.
hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Let's take it to the huddle. All right, now that he out of there,
that boy, that boy said, "Hold, please."
hey,
Man,
hold on, hold
you
on.
can kick me off the screen and everything. Like, oh,
I I said, not a he up out of there. We was
Hey,
talking about.
but you
The
but you just made me think of something though, EJ. To what Chalk said earlier, and I was gonna say this, but I forgot. Chalk, I love that you had that locker room mentality with them about that vulnerable moment with the young man doing the push-ups,
Mhm.
because that's something that when I first started mentoring, that was a rule that I had. I called it locker room rules. Hey, if you in the locker room, you free to talk about this with anybody else that's in here. But anybody that's not in this locker room will not know what we talk about in here. And that
Mm,
confidentiality gave him that safe space, you know what I'm saying, to struggle. And
yeah.
sometimes
mm,
and that on a greater scale as men, we need that to know. One of my students said this in one of their final projects. She was like, I don't open up because I'm always fearful that somebody's going to use it against me. But when
Mm,
you know you got that safety, you know what I'm saying, that creates a space for you to grow, even if you got to struggle. Like, yeah, you said he knocked them 5 push-ups out, but he struggled through them joints. But I think the fact that he knew that Mr. Menchaca set a tone and set a parameter that nobody else is going to see this, and everybody that's in here is helping me. You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like, that gave him that freedom to actually want to try. I'm glad you said that, EJ, because I just thought about that again.
And you think about it too,
mm.
man. We in such a day and age of technology and everything caught on phones, everything caught on camera. It's hard to tell
Yeah.
what's authentic and what ain't. You know what I mean? Like what's genuine, what's not. Like everything seemed like it got some type of marketing scheme or marketing impact behind it, right? Um, and I think that that's so dope. It's almost like what's that movie, Coach Carter? You know what I mean? When he was trying to get back on the team, and he was like, "Yeah, okay, that's great. You done did all them suicides. You still owe me push-ups." It was something impossible, but everybody in the room chipped in, got bro through it because they wanted it for him too, And so, I feel like more coaches, more teachers, more pastors, more ministers, more fathers, like curating that type of environment to where bro, we not everything we ain't doing on camera. Zay, he's so used to me having a camera. I'd be like, yo, let's go practice. Go practice running your routes, practice understanding the game. Oh, okay, daddy, get this on camera. Nah, I'm not getting nothing on camera. I don't even care about doing no one hand catch. Catch the ball with two hands. You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and really like fostering that type of environment that we don't do stuff. What you do shouldn't be done for clout. You know what I mean? It should be really done authentically. And nice thing is like what you just said. I working at the agency, we got this thing called Real Men Real Talk. Clee, you know about that. And
Mhm.
for me as a content and a creative, was like, yo, like, okay, dope, man. Like, so y'all got this safe space, like, bet I'm gonna set up this camera, this camera until it was actually broken down to me, like, nah, this is supposed to be a safe space where no cameras, where like a lot of these men they come in because of that. Because of the fact
Yeah.
that they ain't going, well, they man, you don't know what people going through, man, and people really going through some hard stuff that they really need to talk about, but they won't talk about it if they hear beep, record, or they know that people are recording and X, Y, and Z, and it's really helped me. Like, yo, I love that because it's returning the authenticity back to the culture. You know what I mean? Of not always having to do stuff. One thing I've been telling the kids is, bro, um, work hard in silence, bro. Work great in silence. Like, be great and not nobody know. That's something that I've had to take in to my own life. Like, it's cool. You want to see stuff. You want people to see how well you doing and this and that. But it's like, why? You know what I mean? The enemy is
Yeah.
lurking to steal, kill, and destroy, brother. You know what I'm saying? You can't show your whole cards. You can't show your poker hand. You gotta have a poker face, glasses on, dark. Nobody should be able to know what's going on in your hand. And that's something I'm even embodying and trying to put into my own lifestyle myself when it comes down to just the things that I'm doing. You ain't got to announce every single move you do. You ain't got to do X, Y, and Z. Like, be discreet. You know what I'm saying? Because, the
No,
enemy
and I
is
feel you
looking to
with that.
take.
And I feel you with that. I ain't mean to cut you off, but like that was kind of like even like with my next move now. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know where, what I'm saying, I decided to take my talents to for my next job as far as coaching wise. But I felt like even with my next coaching job, I felt like that was something that I needed to do for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like, you know what I mean? Like everybody was talking about how difficult it was going to be, and you know what I'm saying. So I wanted a challenge. I wanted to challenge myself. You know what I mean? And like that was it was a power move for me. You know what I mean? And I mean it wasn't even about the pay. You know what I'm saying? Now the pay was phenomenal, but it wasn't about the pay. It was about me doing something that I prayed on it and God moved me. And once God moved me, He put me in a position. It was this is my highest paying coaching gig to date. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm real big with you on on like you saying like the stuff that people do that they don't see. You know what I'm saying? So like when you do see me, it's like I want you to be able to see like the representation of all right how far God has moved me. You know what I'm saying? Because I think that a lot of people don't do enough of praying to God and asking Him to put them in situations. You know what I'm saying? Like piggybacking on, I know we talked about it early in the podcast before they cut me off. Like Shock with his job, you know what I'm saying? Like his promotion, like I was like actually excited for my brother. You know what I'm saying? Like not only for him but for his family. You know what I'm saying? And I watched how God moved in his life. You know what I mean? So it's just like we got to
Appreciate
continue to celebrate the wins. You know what I'm saying? We got to continue to celebrate how good God has been to us. You know what I mean? So I just think that as long as we continue to celebrate those things, like we serve a faithful God. God gonna give us our true desires of our heart. You know what I mean? And like my favorite line is delay does not mean denial. You know what I mean? So just waiting on God to just move for us. You know what I'm saying? He hears our prayers. He knows what we need. You know what I'm saying? So it's like as us as believers just trusting in God that He's going to move us. You know what I'm saying? And like you're right. Like in the Bible it tells us to have faith of a mustard seed. You know what I mean? So it's just like I just again I wanted to make sure I did speak on that though. But like again, being grateful, being moved, and just thanking God for where He's taken us. You know what I mean? Because each position, each door that's open, God has a plan for us and a purpose for us. This may not be our forever plan, but while we're in this season, hey God, use me.
Yeah, and it's
it. For real.
crazy because I
Appreciate you,
heard
gang.
Chalk's story through my wife, third party. You know what I mean? Like, and my wife went to the women. They had the women's meeting, Bible study, and Shay ended
The
up
harvest.
pouring.
Yeah.
And then I guess the principal of the school was there, and they was talking about the whole thing, and like literally it was so crazy because I mean I knew from you just saying it. You know what I mean? Like, but I didn't know the backstory, and just to hear how God shifts and moved and how just like so much patience that you had. It's so much in that story to unpack. Like my wife telling me, I'm like, what?
Mm.
I'm like, for real? Like that but like that goes like it's like that winning in silence, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like bro, this is like literally because sometimes you realize like to win in silence, bro, meaning you're gonna have to be patient and trust God's will for a lot.
I don't think it's winning in silence. I think it's warring in silence, and then
Mm.
victory is public. Like there was this is something me and my one of my best friends was talking about probably about 3 weeks ago, and I was telling him I'm like, bro, like I don't want God to give me the strength to struggle. Like I don't want you to keep me
Mm.
energized. I don't want you to keep me in the game just to continue to keep struggling. And so our conversation went on and we hung up. He called me back. And he said, the Lord told me to tell you that it's not the strength to struggle, it's the strength to maintain your integrity in the struggle. Because while you going through, there's a lot of other things that could go through your mind before, and I'm just gonna use your situation, Chalk, like before you became the AD. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of other things you could have got into to supplement your income for what God gave you on the back end with the AD position. You know what I mean? But had you compromised your integrity, you would have compromised your blessing. But the thing is, we
Mm.
don't know what's on the, you know what I mean, what's on the backside of it. So when my mind was messed up, you know what I mean, I was in a bad way about a month ago. I was telling my best friend, I was in a bad way. And he hit me back and was like, nah, Clee, it's not the strength to struggle. Cause I'm like, bro, like I haven't tapped out. I haven't been overwhelmed. But at the same time, God, you still have not moved these obstacles. You know what I mean? You still have not blessed me out of these circumstances. So you basically just keeping me energized. You basically keep on giving me Gatorade to go be the backup quarterback and get smacked, and I'm not getting in the game. Like,
Mm-hmm.
nah, I'm continuing to give you Gatorade so that you can get the reps you need as the backup until it's time to
Come
put you
on.
in the game.
Come on, Clay. Come on, man.
Man,
Come
I
on.
might have tell you what hit
Come
me. What
on.
all that what she was saying. So we all sports guys. So let's say we all see like when players be playing and when they get tired in the game, every coach tell you do this. Pull your shirt, let me know you're tired, right? But think about this though. Some players when they do this, coach immediately puts somebody a sub, they'll get him in. But some players when they do this, coach like, no, you gotta play through this.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta play through this. And I
I'm not
trust you to play
pulling
through this the
you.
right
I
way.
cannot pull
My
you.
I
God, that's
need
heavy.
you to play through this. I know you can play through this, and you're gonna
Come
play through
on.
this. So we'll talk about this at the
Come
next
on.
time out. You know what I'm saying?
You
We'll talk about
preaching.
this at the
You
next
preaching.
end of the quarter. We'll talk about this at the next halftime. So
Yeah,
strength to struggle. He could pull you out the game if you want him to and put you on the bench.
Come
Or when you
on.
do this, he gonna remind you like, no, you gonna play through this, and I know you can play through this.
And you know
yeah,
But
what's
that's
that
good.
crazy?
also that also speak back to God not putting more on you than you can handle. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So it's like when we all are going through these things in the moment, it feels difficult. In the moment, it feels overbearing. But at the end of it, it's like, dang, who got me through this? It's nothing but God. You know what I'm saying? So just trusting in God and knowing that He can get you through these certain situations. You know what I mean? Because like we done all been through some stuff, and I know I done been through some traumatizing things. You know what I mean? Life changing things, and like the only person that I give glory to that helped me through that was God. It wasn't nobody else. Because you got to think, anytime we going through something, what's the first person we calling on? Hey God, please, if you could get me through this, God, I promise I ain't gonna do nothing else. No, not again. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's just, you know what I'm saying? That 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 showed me. You know what I'm saying? And it was the person asked me, how do you know God was real? And the only thing that I can say is I know God real is based on how He showed up for me in my life when I needed Him the most.
Mm-hmm. You know, Chalk, what your
Mm.
analogy, man, that you had said. You know, I tell people all the time, man. I remember me and Megan when we first had Inez. Dog, I was working like 3, 4 jobs, working at Verizon full time. She's a stay at home, was a stay at home mom with him. I was getting off. I was repoing cars, and then I would go and try to shoot photos. But then I'll work at Five Below to like 3 a.m. and then I would get back up at 7 a.m. and go do that. And I did that for like a course of like 2 years. And I remember one time I asked my grandparents who live in Cincinnati, who are very well off, and I just asked them like, man, can you help me? I'm thinking like anybody that got the money to be able to help, like just get some of this off my back. Like I'm like, man, whatever. I pay interest, whatever. You know what I mean? I ain't trying. I'm working 3, 4 jobs trying to keep food on the table. Disconnect. I'm still getting disconnect notices. And I remember my grandpa told me, he said, me and your grandmother ain't always been this way. He said, what happens is I give you this money, and then what happens when you need more, right? You're going to start continuing to come to me. And I'm not your real resource. God is your resource. And so he said, so what I'm going to do for you, EJ, is I'm not going to give you the money. And I'm going to tell you that me and your grandmother not only had to fight through bills and all that, but we also had to fight through racism. We also had to fight through being called out of our name every day. Some things that I know ain't happening to you at your workspace. But just saying, we all had to go through stuff. And so the best advice I can give you is to not give you anything, but to point you back in the direction of the one who had brought me through all my situations. And literally, I remember being like salty after like I got off, but like it was something like safe in his words. And like it just pointed me back. It had to redirect me. He couldn't just bail me out. I bail you out this one time. What happens again? That doesn't change. Me doing this doesn't change behavior. You may be working a lot of jobs. Are you stewarding your money correctly? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of things that we need to evaluate here. If you're working 3 jobs and you're doing X, Y, and Z, you know, what he did for me, he sent me this whole Excel spreadsheet that night. This is how I break down my bills and my budget. And it's calculated into the Excel spreadsheet that once you put everything in there, it should tell you how much you have to spend at the end. Use it. What tools and resources are you using? And so, you know, yeah, bro, you gotta go through the pain, bro. You gotta suffer through the well, how'd you say it, Cleo?
It's not the strength to struggle, it's the strength to maintain your integrity in the struggle.
Yeah.
And to this point though, because it's not a matter of if he's going to bless you, it's a matter of when he's going to bless you. But
And trusting
sometimes,
that.
and trusting that, and sometimes also seeing beyond what's in front of us, because what we going through at the time, it can be so heavy that you can't even fathom looking beyond what you're going through, because what's in front of you is so much, you know what I'm saying? But once you come out of it, it's like, man, God, you really had me this whole time. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
the whole time I was going to bless you. All right, so now how do I make sense of this struggle? The struggle is so that we can become the grandpas on the other end, so that when we get to that place, we will have a testimony to be able to say, yeah, you see me now in chapter 64, 65, 66, 67. But when I was in chapter 37 through 42 or chapter 30 through 35, I was in the trenches. You know what I'm saying? To be able to feel where you're coming from is just like God runs, sometimes he runs the same offense with us that he ran with Jesus. He says in the word, you have not a high priest that cannot be touched with what? The feeling of your infirmities. So Jesus went through it so that he can be able to relate to us to show it. So God kind of runs that same offense with us. Yeah, I'm going to bless you, but before I do, this ain't just about you. This is about one, you pointing the glory back to me, and two, you paying it forward to another young man that's gonna come up when he got a young family and he out here grinding, trying to have 3, 4 jobs. Because I never had 4 jobs before, but I done had 3 before, and one of them dealt with crackheads, so that almost is like 2 in one for real. You know what I'm saying? So I felt you on that though, E. Like when you juggling that many jobs and try to get it done when you got a young family, you feeling like, bro, I'm doing everything that I can do. But until you, like you said, until you realize these jobs are just a resource, we have to look to the source. And if, however he chooses to bless us and however he chooses to do it, it's all working together. And it's not a matter, again, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when he chooses to do it. Because the word says, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Not you. It says, the blessing of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow, which
Come
means
on,
everything that
come
we
on.
got is a blessing from the Lord, and nothing that we do, no work that we put in, adds to it. The blessing of the Lord maketh rich and it addeth no sorrow.
Yeah, nah, and you know it's crazy because you say like it's not about if he will do it. He can do it anytime he want. It's when. It's the win.
Yeah.
And you know it's crazy because I remember being in a great space in my life and then going to see my grandpa. And I remember he just handed me 10 grand, like a check. Me and my brother. I was like, "What's this for? Papa, I don't even need it." He's like, "Cause you got through it." So I'm rewarding success. Like I like the reward is because I seen you maintain your family. You didn't lose your dignity. You didn't lose your pride. You still stayed becoming a man. Hey, you couldn't have no nice car. I seen you take your nice car, trade it in, and go get that. I seen you making man decisions, man moves, things that I know that okay, he's looking and really dissecting this thing. When he comes fully out of it, then I got something for you on the other side because I love that, right? Like, and you know, it's always been just something that's always weighed on me, man. Even when with my kids today, you know, they might ask me to bail them out of something. You know, I don't want to talk to this person. And go do it. You know what I'm saying? And I kind of, forcing them to do it and not just bailing them out because I can. You know what I'm saying? It was a great life lesson for me, just as a father, as a dad, as a coworker, as a friend. That, bro, you can't bail everybody out every situation. Like, you gotta let them go through the fire. You know what I'm saying? And know that just like Abshak, Meshach, and Abednego, is gonna come out and be foe if they really trust it and put in their will and their power and all their energy and might into the Lord.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
That's
It's been
good.
a
That's
great
good.
conversation, man. Just really just getting to catch up, with the guys, man, and I'm happy to hear that. For one, everybody is doing well. You know what I mean? That we've came out of
Yeah,
some
no doubt.
things, and that we're working through, other situations. But one thing about this thing called life, bro, it don't stop. Bro, you know what I'm
No,
saying? Like, next week it's
no,
gonna be the new thing, bro. It's gonna be a new win, a new loss, right? Like
come
like
on.
like the balance is it's never equal. You know what I'm saying? So I just always say, man, let's stay prayed up, man. If you watching, make sure you hitting your knees first. You know what I'm saying? Before TikTok, before
Pause.
IG, hey, bro, you hitting the knees for
Pause.
the Lord, bro,
Pause.
or for
Thank you. I'm
listen,
just saying.
or for
Say
your
that,
wife.
please.
But it's cool. Y'all don't want to talk about that.
Oh, here we go. Mm.
Hey, hey, YouTube, this is for 21 and up.
Hey, yeah. 35 and up.
You said
35 and up.
35 and up,
Yeah, this the
35 and up.
35. This the 35 and up club. You know what I'm saying?
this the Chop Shop After Dark.
Yeah, this the after dark edition. The after dark edition.
Nah, man, but I'm really looking forward to next week's episode, man. We're gonna have
For
an
sure.
opening act by AJ giving us some bars, as he promised
Am I
to
by
do.
myself though?
Huh?
Am I by myself?
You are by yourself.
Eh,
There was a
Yes.
general
So nobody
consensus.
else nobody else is
If
joining
you want
in?
to hear any rap music by me, Chalk, or Cleo, there's an album on iTunes right now called Forever a Sinner. We got a few
Free
songs on
A.
there.
Pub it. Pub it.
You know what I'm saying? It came out some
Oh my
eons
God, man.
ago.
Oh my God, man. Oh my God, man. Oh my God, man.
We shot the music video in an alley next to a church. You know what I
Come
mean? We did the whole
on.
thing.
Same church I got
Hey,
married at.
that baby was crazy, too. That baby was crazy.
But next week, man, I really look forward to just diving into the conversation of why do men quietly fall apart, and just kind of understanding, and hearing some examples who may not have
Yeah.
what.
For a
You
minute,
cut
you
out
went
for a
out,
second
but we
there.
got you back now. We good.
It's
Oh,
Cleveland.
okay,
It's
okay,
Cleveland.
okay.
That,
Oh, okay.
oh no, that water
I
spilled over.
You sound like a
That water
chocolate,
spilled
like a
over, EJ.
chocolate spoon mixtape.
hey, I will be making sure. I will make sure that my camera is no longer next to AJ's, since his cup is spilling over.
Nah, don't be putting that water on me and Chalk.
Oh no, what
Yeah.
you mean?
I'm next,
Let's
I
go ahead and
guess.
Every
fix
I'm
adult
this.
next
nigga.
now.
Let's go ahead and fix this.
Hey, Toledo is closer to Cleveland than Columbus, EJ. You right.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna
Oh,
Hey,
put him over there.
no, Toledo is not closer to Columbus than Cleveland. It's
Hold on.
not.
How close is that drive?
Cleveland is
which
Cleveland
drive
is
from here
two
to?
hours and 6 minutes.
Away from where?
How far is the drive from Toledo to Cleveland?
Oh yeah, that is. Columbus is closer to Cleveland than the drive. No, no. Columbus to Cleveland to Toledo is like a hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Columbus is 2 hours away.
yeah.
Correct. What I'm saying is Cleveland and Toledo is an hour and 45. Columbus to
And
Cleveland
Columbus to
is
Cleveland is
two
two
hours and six.
hours. Right. So
So how
so
far is
Toledo's
how
closer than
far is
Cleveland than
Toledo?
Columbus is.
Oh, I thought he was saying like, so how far is the drive from Toledo to Columbus?
Like 2
We don't care.
and
Just
some
don't put that
change.
water on us.
It's almost 3 for real. It's almost 3 depending on where
Like
you're
2 and
coming
a
from.
half.
Right? So
Like
that's
when
what
I
I
was
thought he
when
was
I
saying. I
drive to
thought he was saying
Sylvania,
Toledo was
it's like
closer than-
it felt like 2 hours and 50 minutes.
Yeah. But this was a good episode. I'm looking forward to next week.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to next week. AJ coming with the hot bars, man. Make sure y'all stay tapped in. Make sure you follow the Directors Den podcast on all channels. And make sure you follow the Chop Shop. What'd you say, AJ? That water. You drowning now, brother.
Crazy. I'm going crazy.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you sound like you got a Decepticon in your phone right now.
Yeah.
That just
Hey,
makes
that's
it time
how
for
it
me to get
sound
on.
before it start transforming.
Like, and wake up that. They got those.
Don't do drugs.
I started smoking cigarettes when I was 13. Don't be me.
Look, he's stuck. He's stuck.
Look.
White. Hey, he look like the dude off of. You ever seen the movie Smile? The horror movie Smile, where they be like looking down. Like,
Oh my goodness, man. Get that man out of Cleveland.
oh, man, that's crazy, man. Well, brothers, man, I appreciate y'all hopping on tonight, man. Until next time, like I said, make sure you go follow us on all platforms, all channels. It is the Directors Den podcast. We out.
Peace.